You know what separates you from Beyonce? It's not the budget, it's not how big her team is, it's not even the talent. It's that she understands something about personal branding that most of us completely miss. And I'm not talking about posting consistently and showing up authentically. That's generic information. We've heard it 10,000 times. I've spent months studying how the most unforgettable women in the world position themselves. I'm talking Oprah Winfrey, Taylor Swift, Adele, even Princess Diana. And I broke down the exact patterns that make them magnetic, in demand, and to be honest, iconic and untouchable. And here are the 12 things celebrities do that you're probably not doing yet, but should be. And once you start operating like this, your entire positioning online will literally shift. The way people see you will shift. And the crazy thing about all of this is that when that positioning shifts, people will start paying you differently. So let's get into it. The first tip is that they don't explain themselves. Now, you're probably wondering, what do you mean they don't explain themselves? I'm talking about when Beyonce dropped an entire album, multiple albums, with zero press release. We were all shook. We were all on the edge of our seat. We were all freaking out. What do you mean Beyonce just released another album and we didn't know about it? Right? And she didn't explain anything about this release. She did not say, "Here, guys, this is why I made this album." All she did was release it. And what was the reaction of the audience, the reaction of her fans? Everyone started scrambling to figure out, what is this album? What's the sound? What is the composition of the album? What is she talking about? What's the message? What is she trying to express to her audience, right? So people literally were analyzing every lyric. Like, I don't know if you guys remember when Lemonade came out. Like, Lemonade was iconic for the hair, for the videography, for the music, for the movement that she started. People literally started creating theories. And this made her more fascinating because she did not give us the answers. Okay? She did not explain it, overly explain what lemonade was. But you're out here over explaining everything that you're doing. Why you're launching your product, why you're choosing to price it at the price that you chose, why you're qualified to teach people, or why you're qualified to sell products online, why you deserve to be here. I'm gonna need you to stop, babes. Stop. Because the more you explain to people, the less powerful you're becoming. Because when you're certain, you do not need to make a disclaimer letting people know why. So instead, what I want you to do is make the move, drop your offer, whatever it is that you're offering, launch whatever product that you have behind the scenes, and let your work speak for itself. And if someone asks you why, your answer can be as simple as because it felt right or because I chose to. At the end of the day, you don't owe anyone a justification for your decisions. So when you stop explaining everything, you will start leading. And that's literally celebrity energy. Tip number two, they control their availability. When was the last time you saw Oprah responding to a DM? Exactly. She does not do that. Celebrities understand something crucial, that limited access creates value. So they're not going to be in your inbox 24/7. They are not going live every Tuesday. They're not always available to chat. And not too much on you guys, but I'm going to have to lightly clock you. A lot of us are out here acting like 24/7 customer service reps. Honey, is this JetBlue or is this your personal brand? Exactly. Responding in seconds to anyone who messages you, jumping on every single discovery call, making yourself so accessible that we lose all of our mystique, all of our mystery, right? So, this is the shift I want you guys to make. You don't need to be more available, you need to be more valuable. And the way you become more valuable is by limiting your access, having application processes set up so people can't just go and talk to you or go and try to purchase your offers or whatever. Now, this doesn't have to be for every offer. If you have a low ticket digital product or something like that, obviously make it accessible. But let's say you're selling something high ticket, couple $1,000s. Have an application process, right? So that you know that who you're talking to is qualified for your offer. Now, create containers, create products where people can work with you. and then protect everything else. Because at the end of the day, your energy is your currency. So you need to think about it and spend it like a billionaire, honey, because we are not running on empty over here. Tip number 3 is that they build worlds, not just feeds. Let me zoom in here so you guys can see better. So they build worlds, not just feeds. Look at Miss Madonna. Let's talk about it. We have Like a Virgin. We have when she was being inspired by Marilyn Monroe. We have when she was being edgy punk. See, Madonna doesn't just show up online. Every era, every time she's reinventing herself, every single appearance that you see of her online or even outside in public when she's getting paparazzi anytime tells a story. She is building a world that you want to be a part of. Each phase of her career was a complete universe. When she was in her Like a Virgin phase, it was giving promiscuous. It was giving pushing the boundaries of sexuality, of religion. She was exploring a lot of themes, but there was a world that she was bringing you into. Right now, your Instagram grid, your Instagram feed, it might not be telling that kind of cohesive story yet. So if I scroll on your profile, will I immediately know what you're about? Do I understand what you're standing for? Or am I just seeing a bunch of different mix match tips, quotes, whatever you felt like posting that day, things that aren't really coming together? I want you to ask yourself this question because if I, from the outside, can't understand your personal brand just by looking at it, that means most of the time your target audience who you're trying to speak to will not understand either that you're trying to talk to them. So it's very important that I want you to ask yourself this question. Go look at your page, whether it's Instagram, whether it is YouTube, whether it is TikTok, and just see, hey, is this cohesive? And if someone comes to my page, do they understand exactly what I'm standing for? Now, this is how I want you to fix it if you just have a mix of tips, quotes, and whatever else. Every piece of content should feel like it belongs in your universe, right? You're building a universe that people are coming into. You're building a world that people get to be a part of. So that's going to include your colors, your language, how you speak, how you show up, what clothes you wear, your energy. It should be very clear and very distinct that I could see a post of yours without a name attached and know that it's yours. And that is when you become unforgettable. And I know there's plenty of people that we can count that if we think about, they have this type of branding, right? They have a world that they bring us into anytime we see a photo of theirs. Okay, let's move on to tip number 4. They are selectively vulnerable. For everyone who didn't know, Michelle Obama in her book talks about her childhood growing up in the South Side of Chicago to becoming the literal First Lady of the United States. Let's go. And what's very interesting about this book is that it highlights something that a lot of celebrities are really good at doing, which is celebrities share their struggles, but in a very strategic way. Now, this doesn't mean that they're manipulating or anything like that, but it's just about understanding how they can share things that they've experienced. Michelle Obama talks about her journey in a memoir she spent years writing. Not She didn't just come up with the memoir in one random day and then just post it. No, or just sell it. No. She chose a platform, the book. She chose a timing. She let herself take the years that she needed to take in order to write this book. And she chose the narrative and her story that she wanted to share. So this is how you can make vulnerability powerful. But when we are sharing everything in real time, right? Like, let's say something happens and you just start blasting on your Instagram story or you start just making a bunch of TikToks about it. Sometimes it can feel more like we're processing whatever it is that we're trying to share with other people out loud rather than sharing it from a place of clarity, right? From a place of reflection. So this is what I want you to do in order to share your stories in a strategic way. I want you to share your story when you're ready in a way that serves your message and empowers others. So I want you to ask yourself, is this helping my audience move forward, me sharing this story, or am I still working through it myself? And one of these answers to this question will build your brand and the other one needs more time. Now this is not me saying like, oh, okay, let's say like something happens to your car and now you want to share it with other people. Well, don't just like impulsively go and start sharing it with people. You can do that, but then think about it. There are certain celebrities who do that. And what do we associate them with? Drama, messy. We don't take them seriously. We associate their brand with certain negative things sometimes, right? Versus if you took a second to say, hey, guys, this week has been a challenging week for me. My car, this happened to it, and this is how it affected me. Now you're creating a space for other people who maybe have experienced that same thing to relate with you. You're also creating a space where you can be vulnerable and people can feel more connected to you, but it's not in a way where it's like, oh, drama, mess, what's going on, chaos. No, we don't want any of that, especially if we're trying to build a long-term personal brand that becomes a legacy. And all of these celebrities I'm talking to you about have legacy personal brands. These are brands that we've heard about since we were kids, whether you were in your mama's belly or if you were a young adult, whatever, up until now, right? We all know these names, and there's a reason why we know these names, and there's a reason why there's certain celebrities, certain people online who maybe are popular for a certain period of time and then they fall off. We know nothing about them today. And that's not what I want for you guys. I want all of you guys to literally have a personal brand that lasts a lifetime. Let's move on to tip number 5. They never apologize for their prices. Now, I know all my girls who love a little luxury, darling, are going to love this one. So, Hermes. You will never see Hermes justify why one of their bags costs 20K. They don't have a page on their website that tells you this is why the bag is worth $20,000. Because the price is the positioning. This is not a bag for everyone. This is a luxurious bag. If you are the target audience for this bag, you will not have a problem with the fact that the bag costs $20,000. But here's the thing that typically happens is we write these long explanations about our pricing. I know this might seem expensive, but let me break down why it's actually a steal. Absolutely not. Mm-mm. Because when you're over explaining your prices, you're accidentally teaching people to question your value. You are having people doubt, is this product worth it or not? So instead, I want you to state your price with confidence. And that's it. If someone asks why it costs that much, you can simply say, because of the transformation you'll experience, or because that's the value of this work. And you don't have to apologize for it. The right people will purchase your offer because they're in alignment. They're in alignment with what you have to offer, and they're your target audience. Okay, let's move on to tip number 6. They curate mystery. Look at Princess Diana. It's giving us princess, and she's also giving us princess off duty, honey. So what do we actually know about Princess Diana's private thoughts, though? Because let's talk about it. Princess Diana was extremely popular everywhere she went. It was giving press, photographers. But despite all of this, she still was able to keep certain parts of her life and herself sacred. So she was impactful, she was graceful, she did amazing work. But then the rest of the stuff was her own business, right? And when you have mystery, it honestly creates obsession. It creates this desire for your audience to want to know you more, to want to be close to you, to want to learn from you, right? But when you share everything with your audience, you might think, okay, I'm being real. People know everything about me. But you're actually giving away all your power because you're telling us what you ate for breakfast. What are the messy things that are going on in your life? Every single thought that crosses your mind. And there's a certain balance that works in order to build a long-term legacy personal brand. So this means sharing your message, your work, your transformation, and share with us sometimes what breakfast you ate. But keep some things sacred. We don't need to see everything that's going on in your life. In fact, when we don't, that's when we're more intrigued to know more about you. Tip number 7, they associate with excellence only. So for all my Taylor Swift girls, my Swifties, this is for you guys. So notice how Taylor Swift only collaborates with the best. When she re-recorded all of these albums and more, she worked with the top producers. She is not collaborating with anyone because every single partnership that she has is strategic and it's aligned with her brand, and what she stands for. So she is going to be very intentional about every association she has because she knows that you become literally who you surround yourself with. So if you're out here, collaborating with whoever and their mom, et cetera, that's going to be a reflection on you and your personal brand as well. I want you to ask yourself this. Are you saying yes to every collab invite? Are you responding to every person who's saying, yeah, we should work together? Or every DM that people are saying, let's support each other just because it feels good to be included? If that's the case, I want you to stop doing that, because you deserve to be selective. You deserve to choose what is in alignment for you and your brand, because every single collaboration that you say yes to is a cosign to your brand. It's a reflection to your brand. So I want you to ask yourself, does this person, this brand, this opportunity elevate me, or am I just being nice? Because at the end of the day, excellence attracts excellence. But when you're putting yourself everywhere, you're going to attract everyone, and that is not going to help you with your personal brand, because we're not trying to attract everyone. We're trying to attract our target audience. Tip number 8, they lead conversations, they don't follow them. Come on, Rihanna. I'm actually wearing the same Fenty Gold eyeshadow she's wearing here right now. So when Rihanna launched Fenty Beauty, she didn't ask herself, what does the market want? She went and found the market gap. She said, here's what's missing, and she created the conversation around inclusive beauty. So she didn't follow trends, she actually set them. And right now you're watching what everyone else is doing and trying to fit in. You're using the same hooks, the same frameworks, the same proven templates, and that's going to just make you fade into the crowd. Instead, I want you to ask yourself, what conversations are you starting? What are you saying that no one else is brave enough to say? And that is your magnetic edge. That's what makes you unique. That's what makes you stand out. So I want you to stop trying to sound like everyone else and start sounding like the only one. Tip number 9 is they understand image is everything. Now, do you think Jennifer Lopez just throws on whatever and walks out the house? Absolutely not. No. Every single thing she's wearing, that she says that she's doing, is aligning with her brand, which is timeless, powerful, and iconic. Like in every single one of these videos, if we didn't know who J-Lo was and we saw her just as a woman walking down the street, this is how we would feel when we see her. We'd be like, this woman's iconic. There's something powerful about her. What does she do? Like, who is she? She is not just keeping it casual and being relatable. Instead, every single time she's showing up, she's reinforcing her positioning with every single choice she's making. So your visuals right now might not be matching the caliber of work you're doing. Your brand images, your bio, your overall presence online might be telling a different story than the one that you actually want. So if you want premium clients, you need premium presentation. So this doesn't mean it needs to be expensive or luxury. It just means that you need to be intentional every time you're presenting yourself. Every visual element on your page, in your email list, on your website, need to communicate that you are exceptional at what you do, that you are that person, right? That person that someone wants to learn from. Number 10, they create demand through absence. I know you guys already know I was going to bring Adele for this one. So Adele disappeared for years in between her albums. And whenever she comes back, the entire world drops everything that they're doing and stops to listen to her album. I will never forget when Adele released Hello. We were all like, what? What do you mean Adele released this? Because mind you, Adele 21, that was Rolling in the Deep. That was Set Fire to the Rain. These were iconic songs that we all grew up with. But when she came out with Hello, we were like, who is this black and white diva who's giving us like this whole cinematic moment, and she's belting? We were on the edge of our seat because she disappeared for a while in between and let us build that desire for her. So meanwhile, a lot of us right now are posting 3 times a day because we're worried if we disappear, people will forget about us. And that is far from wrong. And this is a lesson that I've learned throughout my years of studying branding, studying marketing, studying celebrities, studying just how to build a personal brand that actually lasts a lifetime. And also things that I've applied to myself and my business and my brand is that constant presence will create familiarity, but not desire. So when you're always around, you can become background noise. And this has happened to me where I have seen certain creators posting 10,000 times that it gets to a point where I'm just kind of like, I swipe past. I don't even care to hear what they have to say because I'm just like, I'm so sick of it. You're on my page 24/7. I'm not really interested in what you have to say anymore. Whereas if you post less, then every single appearance, every single post you have, you can make it count. And you show up when you have something powerful to say, and then you take a step back. And that's how people are going to desire your content. That's how people are going to miss you and be ready for the next post that you have. I'm sure this has happened before where there's a creator that you really love. Maybe they take a couple days to post it and you're like, oh my God, I've been waiting for your newest video. Oh my God, I've been waiting. Like you're so excited because there's this desire to see them now instead of just, oh my God, they're posting 24/7. Tip number 11 is they own their narrative completely. So when the world tried to make Meghan Markle the villain in her story, what did she do? She took a seat with Oprah and she told her story in her way. She didn't try to defend herself in Instagram comments. She didn't try to set the record straight in a thread or make a video chain about it, but instead she owned the narrative at the highest level. So right now, you're letting other people define you, whether it's a bad review or a weird comment someone left or a hateful comment someone left or someone's opinion, and you internalize it and let it become your whole entire week. So I want you to take back control. I want you to decide what story gets told about you, not what the comment section wants to say about you, not what the haters want to say, and not even your clients. Because at the end of the day, you are the author of your brand. You are the main character of your brand. So I want you to write it like you mean it. And the final tip is that they know their legacy is bigger than likes. So look at Serena Williams. She is with Oprah. She is with Kevin Hart. She is making podcast videos. She is dancing, doing Megan knees. I was laughing so hard when I saw this. She's like saying something about, oh, she doesn't want to let go of the Megan knees after this one. She's here with her family. Serena Williams didn't build her brand thinking, will this post get engagement? She built it thinking about what impact do I want to leave. So right now, you might be optimizing your page for vanity metrics right now. You might be hoping that a video goes viral or waiting for your followers to grow and everything. And I know these things feel good. I understand all of us people who have a personal brand can enjoy those things, but I want you to see the bigger picture. Are you building something that lasts beyond the algorithm? What do you want to be remembered for? What impact do you actually want to make? And then I want you to build that. Because celebrities, at the end of the day, at least the ones who last for a long time in the public eye, aren't playing a short term game. They are building empires that outlive any sort of trend, any sort of viral moment online. And you have that same power. So here you go. These are 12 things that separate celebrity brands from everyone else. And it's exactly what you need to start doing differently. And again, you don't need their type of budget. You don't need their big old teams or even their level of status or fame to operate like this. All you need to do is make the mental decision that you're done playing small. Because the women who become unforgettable, they are not waiting for permission. They're not waiting to be ready. And they're already making moves like they're her. They're already making moves as if they have this legacy brand. And that's what I want you guys to do. So if you want more personal branding strategies that actually work, guys, not the generic stuff that you see online on TikTok or on Instagram, then make sure you're subscribed down below because I'm breaking down everything the most successful women do that nobody talks about. And drop a comment down below and let me know which of these 12 tips hit different for you or give you a wake-up call. And I'll see you in the next video. I love you guys. Now go be iconic and unforgettable.